Here's the big one, guys. Marvel has thrown their hat and their white flag of surrender in the ring. The towel is in. They give up. They're packing their bags. Feige's leaving. They've been defeated. They've pushed releases back one film again for the 5th time in the last 2 years.
But not for everything.
But not for everything. True.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're scared of the Batman and the gold boots.
I love this argument. It's so dumb.
I honestly,
It's so funny.
the fact that people actually believe that Disney as a corporation over the weekend, as a reaction to DC fandom, contacted all their top investors and reshuffled their entire future slate because of a DC movie.
A single Batman trailer.
If people, I know I want to say if people believe this, you're insane. But if you actually believe this, I don't know how you process thoughts at this point. Like that's
only people that believe this are the ones that act like they know everything but actually don't, or the ones that just straight up don't know anything. It's purely like the general casuals being like, oh, they clearly don't know.
Yeah.
Why a casual would even have that opinion, I don't know, because they couldn't give a crap. But anyone that says this does not have a clue what they're talking about. It just end up. There's no way.
And
the company that didn't move Ant-Man, BVS, which was supposed to be the biggest movie ever, and then we'll talk. They ain't gonna move it because of another Batman trailer.
I was gonna say and if you look at the old schedule, they were set for 5 films. 5 films next year. Like, do you know how much
that's a lot?
That's so much content. Like, there was literally
and that's just Marvel Studios movies.
Yeah.
That wasn't including the in association with. Which have made it 6.
And even during the last delay, if you go check it, in which Disney during the investors call responded to it, they said we're remaining fluid and we look to reshuffle the schedule again in the future. So they even stated this months ago when they did the last reshuffle because of productions and things. And again, all they did was bump back one date. It's like, oh, previously the July film is now November. The November film moved to February. The February film moved back. One film was scrapped because
one date was scrapped.
Yeah, but that date was never officially in. And I went back and checked through the notes I have that are kind of long. The October date that they inherited, that was obviously going to be for Blade. That was a holdover from the Fox announcements that they just decided to never scrub off the schedule and just made it on Marvel.
I thought that was going to be Deadpool because it was a Fox date.
And that's originally what I think it was. And they were like, well, we'll make this Blade. And then it's like, well, we'll just get rid of it. So,
it's if you look at it with an ounce of an iota of a brain cell and a thought, they've scrubbed dates. We're now getting less movies a year. It's more in line with what we've had. It's not 5, 6 or whatever it was going to be. It's more the 3 to 4. You don't need those dates. So you can get rid of them. Yeah. Ryan Reynolds has said he's taking a break from movies. Guess what? Deadpool 3's off the table for a while.
Yeah.
Get rid of that date. Blade, we don't know when it's going to come out now. We know it's soon. It's going to be one of the closer ones, but that can go wherever it wants.
Yeah, I just thought that they were just trying to give them more time to finish making the movie because of
that too.
Because of the unions with the unions' new contract that they signed.
I say that's at least the case for Raimi and Taika because they're getting towards the end. Also, funnily enough, if you actually, you read up on what's going on right now, there could very well be a 90-day strike. I know people thought that thing was over, but
no.
To be fair, we haven't actually heard anything of the votes. I don't know how that's gone, whether they voted for or against that deal. But funnily enough, they pushed it back 3 months. How long is 90 days? Pure precaution.
And again, here's the thing. They are still very early. They're they haven't even hit the halfway point of shooting Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And that thing was scheduled to come out in July. They would not have been ready. That's on a Marvel Studios timetable, that is too soon. So
I don't think they wanted a repeat of the CGI rhinos in the first one.
Yeah.
And also the train. How could I forget the
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 PS2 train.
plasticine train. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'm glad they decided to do this because now there is a 5-month gap between films estimated if you average it. But if you line up their MCU series, every MCU series now is going to come out, looks like it, about 2 to 3 weeks after a film. It ends, and then you have a little bit of a break, and then you're back to it, which means in between that, they can also slot the Star Wars series. And you literally get to that
Yeah,
point where you're
yeah.
going 1-2 movie, 1-2 movie.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, okay.
Okay, as for the new union contract, it's partially finished with phase one. There's 4 phases.
Oh,
I'd say, but is that the deal that they agreed to vote on, or is that the deal that they have agreed on? Like the vote agreed.
Well, it's both, but they won't go into voting on the agreement until phase 4.
I thought they already voted for it the other day.
Oh, this is from like 18 hours ago, so
Okay.
yeah.
mm,
But yeah, there's 4 phases to the agreement, and just because phase 1 to 3 is fine, if it fails phase 4, then they're back to phase 1 again.
So that's I think more of a reason why this is happening than anything. Like, I assume the whole making the schedule a bit more flexible for like Star Wars stuff, so you're not cannibalizing everything with just Marvel. You're not cannibalizing Marvel itself. I think to me it's too coincidental that it's a 90-day strike, but it's been pushed back 90 days.
yeah.
Roughly, like that's no. Especially when there's like a lot of talk of everything being shut down and it's gonna happen. Like, yeah, I can. It wouldn't surprise me. But I love Feige just essentially coming out here being like, "Why did we do it? Well, because we can."
Yeah.
Like, enough of this. We're scared of the Batman. We've done it because we can. I'm not going to tell you the reason why. We've done it because we can.
I mean, we're supposed to believe that the studio whose Shang-Chi was going to fail and Black Widow was also going to fail because they were changing plans of release and then decided to just screw it, just release it anyway, and have made money and, set the top box office for the year domestically, are now
and look to break that twice again
Yeah.
within the year.
It's look, people can believe what they want, but there's the obvious proof is in the pudding out there, and they delay because they need to. I mean, like by that logic, didn't the DCEU just delay half their slate because Aquaman and Black Adam did not have dates attached to them anymore? If you
Yes.
pay attention to those clips, they scrubbed those dates.
Mhm.
Like, or not Black Adam, was it shit? I can't remember. It was 2 of the DCEU films just didn't have dates anymore. I was like, I went back through my notes. I'm like, oh no, they distinctly had set dates. So it's like, it's
Okay. So I read a little bit more, and the reason it's a little confusing is that there's 2 different contracts, one for locals and one's for people that are not local to the union. The local one has been negotiated, and they're waiting for a final agreement. They're still working on the bargaining aspect for the non-local contracts.
Okay, that might be what it was then.
okay.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. But yeah, either way, that whole strike thing is still a factor. It has not stopped yet.
Yeah, so if they can't come to an agreement to phase 1, right back to a strike.
It'll be amazing if it goes into effect, and then every other studio has to scramble and delay everything, and then it's, oh, well, they're doing it because they're smart. It's like, well, maybe they should have done it ahead of schedule, but to be smart, just in case, and guarantee themselves more time.
It's also worth noting that a couple of movies aren't being affected, at least from Marvel for this. I think like Ant-Man. Is it Ant-Man and Guardians?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, like Guardians is still. You can say it started production now. It just hasn't started filming. They're doing it. Every movie does it. You've got to screen test everything, and then you actually start filming. But technically, they are filming something because they're filming the screen test.
Because didn't like James Gunn announce it like the other day?
Yeah. He's like, well, technically, technically we have started. Just cameras aren't rolling yet. It's like, okay.